Hey, what's up guys? rhinoCRUNCH here today, and we're going to be doing something a little bit different for this video. Now normally I do the live gameplay commentary for these Battlegrounds videos. I wanted to do something different today, so I got a chance to talk to you guys. Normally when I do these videos, it's like I'm doing live commentary, I'm talking, I'm taking shots, I'm ducking under bridges, I'm riding boats, my heart's pumping and I can't breathe. And so this gives me a chance to actually like think without playing and thinking and talking at the same time, which is kind of hard. It's not like hard, like I'm not breaking my back, like I'm not coming home with a broken back and I'm like, honey, it was a hard day at the office today. It's not like that, but it's pretty difficult. So this gives me a chance to organize stuff in my brain and talk to you guys, which is awesome. And this was a great game. This was the best Battlegrounds game I've ever had, period, in squads. Not the best solo game, but the best squad game I ever had. So I'm happy to upload this. So anyways, let's talk about a few things. The first thing I want to talk about is last video, I asked you guys to do a couple things. Basically vote for me in this big E-Peen Circle Jerk Red Bull shout. I don't even know what the hell it is, to be honest. You guys did. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. And then I also asked you guys to come up with an idea for a name. Now, the last few videos, I've been asking you guys, what should we name ourselves? What should we name ourselves? And we're like narrowing it down. However, after reading through the comments in the last video, a lot of people said, I really like Crash. I really like Crash Crew. I really like Crash. Crash is way better than Horde. Crash is way better than Stampede. Stampede's okay. Horde's okay. I like Crash as well. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put, YouTube has this thing where I can put a voting thing up. So that's going up right now. Boom. It's like a poll. Click one, ding dong do, whatever one you want. And that just gives me an idea. Like, I'm still Emperor Crunch, okay? So I'm still gonna, this is not a f***ing democracy. I'm still gonna pick what I want. But it gives me an idea of what you guys like. Anyways, so that poll is gonna be up now. Go ahead and vote for that. Now, the reason we're coming up with this name, you're like, why are you coming up with this name? First of all, we had a name, Crunch Army. I hated the name. Crunch Army. Hey, we're the Crunch Army. Everybody get your granola bars. We're going hiking. Like, I just hate that name, dude. So we're changing that, one. Two, I have an idea for a series of videos that I want to do of whatever we name ourselves, a Stampede, of us just basically meeting up for Friday night bonding, which you don't know. I'm every Friday night for about an hour to 2 hours. We meet up on Discord and we have a little bonding sesh. And bonding, just playing video games, not, just hanging out pretty much. So that's what we're going to call the Friday night bonding videos. I don't know what they're going to be. If we ever want to get servers, like a Rust server for private events. I saw this amazing videos. Like, I haven't played Rust in, aside from the most recent video, it's been months. And I saw this amazing video. I'll put links in the description of this like World War II-ish mod for, I think the group was CML, and they basically had like this game mode that looked like a lot of fun. It would be cool to develop a type of like mod kind of for that, and if we had our own private server, we could run that. That would be a blast. So I'll put a link in the description for that video. It's like a World War II-ish game mode. Amazing video, amazing job on the video as well. So stuff like that in the future, if we want to do the demo derby. You guys remember I was talking about this in the last couple videos. I really miss those community events that we used to do where 50 to 100 people would show up. Hunger Games, King of the Hill, all the things that we used to do, the melee combat in Arma 2 Dayz, Demolition Derby in Arma 3, the Naked Zerg that we would do on like Happus when I was live streaming, stuff like that. Just so much fun. We got wrecked. It wasn't competitive, but that doesn't matter because we had so much fun doing it, man. So I want to do more stuff like that in the future. And right now, I think I'm taking steps to lead towards that. So if you guys want to join us, make sure to check out Discord. Links in the description is that as well. So let's talk about, I want to talk about a couple things. I was going to talk about the channel, but it's basically a big circle jerk. I did talk about it. I edited it out, basically. I'm not going to use it. But we reached a couple milestones really quickly, 500 videos, pretty impressive, I think. That's a huge milestone for me personally. Those are the only milestones I care about. Sub count, superficial. View count, superficial. All that stuff, superficial. What's important to me is the quality of my videos and how many I've published. 500 is a lot, dude. And if you look at my old videos from 6 years ago and you look at my videos now, you can see the craft perfecting. I think we're still rookies, but we're getting to novice. We're moving our way up the ladder. So maybe in another 5 years, we'll be close to master editors, which that's my goal of YouTube. It's changed, but I'd love to be a great editor where I could take a bunch of footage and I could just make it like amazing, a bunch of shit footage and make it amazing. Because probably by the time I get to that point, I won't be able to play as good as I do anymore. So I'll just take all my crappy old footage. You know, I'll be like an old man. I'll be like, I can't play this game anymore. I'm too old. And then like I'll be a great editor, so it won't matter anyways. I'll just dub over some like dubstep and like it'll be amazing. You guys will be like, this is the best Battlegrounds player I've ever seen in my life, and it's just going to be really good editing. So we'll get there. So that's cool. We reached 500 videos. That's it, basically. 500 videos. That's the milestone we reached. Whatever. Who cares, right? So let's talk about. I want to talk about a few things. Okay, there's some games coming up that you guys maybe not have heard about. I want to talk about because I think they're relevant. Any Arma 3 fans listening to this? Breaking Point. Who remembers Breaking Point? Breaking Point was a mod for Arma 3 that was kind of the first solid zombie mod for Arma 3. I did a series on this channel. I'll put links in the description of that. If you want to get some nostalgia, you can go back and rewatch that. Rewatch it from the beginning. I'll put a link in the description of that. But basically, it was, you know, zombie survival in Arma 3. And what's really interesting is I played a lot of Breaking Point. The development got pretty good. And I did quite a few videos for it. And it came out pretty good. But the thing that's really interesting to me is this Kickstarter. It looks like shit. Like, I don't understand why. Like I think we're kind of over the whole zombie meme. I mean, you got so many games coming out with these zombie memes. You got Survive the Nights. You got... that's it, pretty much. Just Survive the Nights. It just feels like there's so many fucking zombie games at this point. Like, can we just get past the zombie genre? Can we come up with, like... Can I shoot some robots, or can I shoot some like robotic dinosaurs, or maybe sharks with freaking laser beams on there? Just something besides the zombie genre. And maybe these will be mutants, who knows? But I mean, I'm just trying to give honest feedback with this. And so far, the zombies look like crap. I haven't backed it. Now, I haven't backed it for a few reasons. The first reason is the last time I backed a zombie game, I got screwed. And I'm not talking about Dayz, because... You know, Dayz, that's a whole nother can of worms. We're just going to leave that can shut for now, okay? The Deadlinger. Who remembers Deadlinger? Did anyone post in the comments if you backed Deadlinger? What the actual fuck happened to that game? This game, Deadlinger, this guy made like $150,000 on Kickstarter. And he didn't disappear. They continued to update it, but it just seems like it was... abandoned. At this point, it's absolutely abandoned. There's been no updates for over a year, so the game is absolutely abandoned. And so ever since that zombie survival game, I've just been like super sketchy about backing anything at all on Kickstarter. So yeah, I've been really sketched ever since Deadlinger, and I just... For the purposes of this video, I looked it up and I'm like, man, whatever happened to that game? Because it had some pretty interesting ideas as far as zombie survival, barricading a house up as opposed to actually building a house or something like that. You would collect resources to barricade the house. And I definitely think that there's something there. It's too bad that the developers kind of shortchanged their backers and the game itself by not really pouring their heart into it. Like, I feel like games, you know, early access, if you look at early access, there's so many early access games that are just shit. And it's pretty clear which developers kind of just say fit and give up. Like, you know, Dayz, there's a lot of them. And they just give up and they don't really care anymore for developing it. And they just kind of dip, man. They're like, whatever, dude. And there's some great examples of good early access games that have continued development, continued consistent updates, Couple of them, let's talk about it. First of all, Rust. Obviously, Rust has a very organized structure when it comes to updates. You know, there's a specificity to it. Every single month you can count on a Rust update. There's other games that have followed this type of formula. Miscreated has had a lot of amazing updates. Squad has some amazing updates. I played Squad for the first time in like 6 months, and I was like, oh my God, is this the same game that I played 6 months ago? And they're planning on adding air units as well. So that's amazing. There are games, Empyrean, I didn't play a lot on this channel. Empyrean is an amazing game. A lot of people are going to say, oh, Space Engineers is better. I'm not here to measure penises. You say Pepsi, I say Coke. Empyrean is a lot of fun, okay? And basically it's a space survival. That game has moved mountains since I started playing it. It used to look like some like old school Windows screensaver maze game. You guys remember those mazes, screensavers? That's what it looked like. Now it looks like new school Windows screensaver game. No, it does look a lot better. It has improved tremendously. So early access is a dangerous thing, and I'm scared for Breaking Point, and I'm scared for it for a couple of reasons. One, the zombie genre I feel like might be played out at this point, and that's what they're going for. Another reason is they're partnering up with all these streamers who are gonna sell their game, and that's the new thing, guys. YouTube sponsoring, or people sponsoring, developers sponsoring YouTubers to sell their game was a thing. It still is a thing. I still get offers to do stuff like that, and I'm sure a lot of the top dogs get a lot more offers than they do. But now we're starting to see more streamers become influencers for selling games, and I think that's really, really dangerous. Now, when it works out and it's a good game like Battlegrounds, again, this game that you're watching, I was really apprehensive about even playing this game. A couple of reasons. First reason is I did play Arma 3 Battle Royale. I only won a couple times. Like, I didn't really get into it. Nothing really clicked for me for the Arma 3 Battle Royale. Then H1Z1 came out, and H1Z1, again, another early access game. What happened to the survive mode in H1Z1? That one pretty much got shit under the rug. Once the Battle Royale version of H1Z1 got popular, the survive version just like ceased development. They're just like, no, we're going to put our money in Battle Royale. So I was a little apprehensive even about this Battlegrounds one, again, because of the nature of early access, and they had a bunch of streamers partnered, people selling the game. Oh, this game's incredible. It'll blow your socks off. I just imagine these car salesmen that are like, come on down to Battlegrounds where you too can win a game. Twitch.tv/Battlegrounds is now a sponsor, like pretty much like that, right? So I was wrong, and I'm not afraid to admit I'm wrong. I love being wrong because normally something good happens when I'm wrong. And the game is fucking awesome. I love Battlegrounds. It is one of my favorite games out right now. So I'm still apprehensive, though, about Breaking Point. You guys check it out. Maybe you're not as paranoid or apprehensive as me. Maybe you're not, you're not sleeping with one eye open, other hand on a rifle like I do. But check it out. I'll put links in the description. Okay, Breaking Point Kickstarter. I got a lot of love for the developers, even though they may not have a lot of love for me. I remember someone in my comments, when the mod was out, said, I am deaf, and the only way I can hear when I'm hungry in game is through sound. Can you ask the developers to add some sort of visual thing? And I thought it was a troll. I added the person on Twitter, and I mean, it's still to this day could have been like the biggest troll. But the girl's like, no, I'm seriously deaf, and I can't tell. I keep starving to death in the game. Can you ask the dev? And I asked the dev, can you put in this thing for the hearing disabled? And then they added it. So that's fucking awesome. That direct feedback line where you tell the dev something and you give them an idea and then they implement it in a game. That's one of the reasons I loved Rust so much too, is because the devs are really involved with the community. So that's cool. I got a lot of love. But I'm still paranoid about the whole, now we're becoming a standalone title. So we'll see. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the game does tremendously well and it's awesome, and you guys will be watching a series on this channel if it is. If it's not, I'm not going to get on a big soapbox and be like, it's a scam, don't buy it. I'm just not going to play it. There's a million other games we can play on the channel. You guys can enjoy it, and we'll just play those instead. So that is Breaking Point in a nutshell. So what else is there besides Breaking Point? There's a few games that I'm excited for, and they're healthy levels of optimism and skepticism. The first one is Wild West Online. If you guys haven't seen this, I'll put links in the description to this as well. And as a matter of fact, a YouTuber by the name of Big Fry did a whole video about how there might be possible links from Sergey Titov, which, if you don't remember who Sergey Titov is a guy who developed War Z. I believe which is now known as Infestation Diary, blah, 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 whatever. Also Shattered Skies and some other wannabe Battlegrounds game. I'll put links in the description to all these games. They're just basically rip-offs. He's really good at ripping off someone else's idea and then making a game. Now, to be fair, some people like these games more than the original game, so I can appreciate that. I get that. Not everybody likes Pepsi. Some people like, what's that really cheap drink you can get at Food for Less? It's like a ghetto Pepsi, RC Cola. It's like 20 cents. You can get like 100 of them for like $1. Some people don't like Pepsi. They like those fucking things. Okay. So I get that. I can appreciate that. All right. But Big Fry isn't saying they're linked. There's no real evidence. There might be whatever. I'll put a link in the description of the video and blah, 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 blah. But Wild West Online might have ties to Sergey Titov. And the reason they might even be developing it is just to compete with Red Dead Redemption, which is a game I'm actually looking forward to as well. Red Dead Redemption 2. So we'll see how those develop. Now, another game, the final game I want to mention, that you guys haven't seen any content on this channel, and that's for a couple of reasons. The first reason you haven't seen the content is because at the time when I got access to it, I was live streaming it. Now, some of you, I'm sure, came over to the live stream. Escape from Tarkov is the game I'm talking about, by the way. Escape from Tarkov is incredible, which, by the way, I was the first and only person on Twitch to get my NDA lifted who was streaming it, which is crazy, dude. I have a lot of love for these guys. Oh, by the way, and there were so many salty streamers coming in. They're like, why does this asshole get opportunity to stream it and I don't? Now, the reason I think I was given the opportunity is because I pre-ordered the game. As soon as I saw it, I saw a video on it, and I pre-ordered it because it just looked awesome. I like the idea of this super authentic military-style shooter. And I pre-ordered it, and then I reached out to the devs. I'm like, yo, dude, I think your game looks awesome. If I can stream it or make videos for it, that would be great. Here's my channel. Here's my Twitch channel. Here's my YouTube channel. And the devs saw that I pre-ordered it. Like, I wasn't your typical, hi, I'm a famous internet celebrity. Give me everything. Like, I didn't do that. I didn't try to flex my superficial, I got the biggest sub dick in the world. I just said I genuinely was interested. So the devs gave me the opportunity to stream that. And so I guess that's a lesson for anybody listening who wants to get into streaming or YouTube. Sub count and all that stuff doesn't matter. If you reach out to devs and you write like a genuine email to them and be like, yo, I pre-ordered, can I stream it? That's literally all I said. And they're like, yeah, you're going to support our game. You haven't even played it yet. Sure. Why not? So that's a good lesson I learned from that, I think. But anyways, back to Tarkov. So Tarkov is fucking awesome. You guys haven't seen any footage. Post in the comments if you want to see some footage. Too bad. You're going to see some anyways. All right. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing. I can't say enough good things about Tarkov. There's a few things that people are already going to be turned off about, global inventory, et cetera, et cetera. But once you understand the mechanics of the game, it basically cherry picks all the great aspects of a survival shooter where property is the psychology behind the intensity, right? So let's say you're playing Dayz standalone, right? Or Dayz Arma 2. The longer you play, the more property you acquire, the more psychologically you think, oh my God, I got a lot of stuff on me. I don't want to lose this stuff, man. I got an AS-50 thermal. I got a ghillie suit. I spent 6 hours knitting this sweater. Like, I do not want to lose my stuff. The same thing with Rust, right? You spend all day on a base, people start to rate it, you get that heart pump, you know. So, and that's the time invested in the property owned. The great thing about Tarkov is it just kind of cherry picks that and says, okay, from start to finish of the match, it's going to be intense because you're already going to have the property that you don't want to lose. You're going to gain more property as the match progresses. And if you lose it, you lose it all. So it's awesome. It's an awesome, awesome, awesome game. And I will definitely be uploading some more in the future. I cannot wait. They're adding a sandbox mode. The sandbox mode is going to be great, but there's a couple maps, like downtown urban maps, that just look, I mean, the sound design, the graphics, the lighting, the particle effects, the map design, everything about this game just screams awesome. And it is one of the biggest games I'm looking forward to, like full release. So we'll see how that goes. I'll definitely get some footage for that for you guys. And I can't wait, man. It's going to be great. And that's pretty much it. If you like this video, if you like this type of video, make sure to like it. I can imagine in the future, I like doing these because this gives me an opportunity to talk to you guys, get your feedback, and not be so focused on the game and, you know, completely involved in the game where I'm just like, I'm out of it. So this was great. And I can imagine we'll do more of these in the future, these podcast-esque type videos. And that's it, man. I will see you. Regularly scheduled program will return tomorrow or the next day. I'm going to be going hard on YouTube. I'm not live streaming, so there's no excuse for me not to have a video at least every day or every other day, at least every other day. So make sure to turn notifications on. Join the Discord if you guys want to join us for Friday Night Bonding. And I will catch you guys in the next episode. Peace!